Hi, I'm Madeline, and in this video I'm going to be teaching you the single crochet. Gone ahead and started with my slip knot on my hook, and I'm going to chain 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now for the single crochet, you're going to want to crochet whatever amount of chains you need for your row plus 1, because our first stitch is going to go into the second chain from the hook. So here's the loop on my crochet hook. That's the first. This is the second right here. And where you want to insert your hook is right here where you've only caught one loop on there. So this is the front of my chain. This is the back of my chain. These are the back loops here. These are the front loops. This is the bottom, and this is the top. And once you get into it, those loops are going to be your front or your back loop. So you're going to insert your hook first into this kind of top loop right here. Yarn over, draw through to connect it. You have 2 loops on your hook, then you're going to yarn over and pull through 2. And that is 1 single crochet. So again, insert your hook, yarn over and draw through, yarn over and draw through 2. So I have 2 single crochets there. Insert, yarn over and draw through, yarn over and draw through 2. Insert, draw through 1, draw through 2. Yarn over and draw through 2. Insert your hook, yarn over and draw through, yarn over and draw through 2. And you're going to do this all the way down to the end of your row. When I get to the end of this, I will have 10 single crochets. Now here's my last one. So here's my slip knot here, and here's my last chain. I'm going to insert, yarn over and draw through, yarn over and draw through 2. So that is row 1 of your single crochet. In order to continue on and add rows to this, you're going to chain 1, turn, and then do the same into each stitch. Now when you go into these stitches on the next rows, you're going to make sure that you catch both loops on your hook. So right here, this is our chain. I'm going to actually undo this to show you. So this is before we've done our chain. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is our last one. Here's the view from the top. Each one of these V's on here is one of your stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. This here on the side, right here, that was the skipped chain when you did your first single crochet and the second chain from the hook. So now we're going to chain 1 and insert here. This is the first stitch that we're going to insert into, and you have 2 loops. So this is the front loop and the back loop of your single crochet from the previous row. You're going to yarn over and draw through to connect, yarn over and draw through 2. And you're going to continue on with this. Insert, make sure you're catching both, yarn over and draw through, yarn over and draw through 2. Insert, yarn over and draw through 2. And you can see each individual one of these are the posts of the single. And so you're going into the loops to complete your stitch. Insert, yarn over and draw through, yarn over and draw through 2. Now we are at the end of our second row. So we're just going to repeat that. Chain 1, turn, Again, here is my chain 1. So this is my first stitch here. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, when you're practicing this, I recommend that you start on something that is 5, a row of 5, so you would do 6 chains, or something like chain 11, and so you can do rows of 10. That way you can really count each stitch at the end of your row to make sure that you stay on track, because there's a few things that'll happen here. One common mistake I see is the first stitch is getting placed into the chain here. So this right here is the chain 1 from your turning. This just gives you a little bit of height so that your stitches line up properly. Your first stitch is right here. So this is your chain 1, this is your very first stitch. The other common problem that I've answered questions on is at the end of the row, people will miss the very last stitch. Now the very last stitch is, so here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is your last stitch here. And that's 10. I have seen before where the placement, if you're a little confused on the placement of it and where your stitches are, if you accidentally go in here, it still looks pretty even, but you see I've added a additional stitch on my previous row. So now when I count it, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. If you do that a few times, then your project will start to get wider towards the top. And on the reverse of that, if you skip a stitch anywhere in between, so let me undo a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Say I didn't realize this stitch was here, or I didn't see it, or I accidentally skipped it. It's hard to notice until what happens is your project will start to get narrower. So now I only have 9 on there. And you can't notice it at first. You see a little bit, maybe the hole here, the stitch here is a little bit bigger, but it's not very easy to notice if you're just looking at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then that will cause your project to get smaller because you skipped a stitch there. So it's very important, especially when you're first learning your placement of your stitches, to make sure you count at the end of every single row. And then once you get your desired amount of rows, you're just going to tie that off. And that is how you do the single crochet.